and smells so good.
Okay. This is exciting. This isn't just a usual show day.
No.
This is the day we are introducing chocolate gut renew.
So good, it takes you aback.
And it's amazing. And we're going to tell you what's in it. And we have a special deal today. And we're introducing the value package because the smaller one isn't even ready yet. That's how new this is. But in the meantime, here she is, Suzanne Summers.
Yay! Hi, Caroline.
Hello.
Hello. We've had an exciting day today. Well, take the first taste of this chocolate gut renewed smoothie takes you aback. It really took me aback. I went, whoa! I knew it was going to be great. But
Took you aback where?
Aback.
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 What
Yeah.
does that mean?
To a diner drinking a chocolate milkshake.
Better.
It's better.
Better.
It's better. And also, there are little chewy things in there. That's the
Well, that's the surprise.
the cacao.
Cacao. Yeah.
Cacao. Okay? Cacao. It sounds like your chicken recipe, your rooster thing.
Caca.
Huh? That's what's in
I've
there.
got a crow.
Little cacao chewy things in there. That's
So
really great.
good.
I'm going to make one here. Suzanne's drinking one already. She couldn't wait until I was going to make this whole thing. Okay? But I'm going to make it for you before your very eyes. And actually, you know what? This is the first one I've ever
What,
made.
it
The
is.
first one I've ever made.
It is, yeah.
I've never made one before.
Well,
So
wait a
I'm
minute.
gonna show you
Where's your
that
smoothie
even
top?
some-
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah,
Pardon?
right.
I said, what could possibly go wrong?
Nothing.
Where's
Nothing.
the top to your blender?
Pardon me?
Where's the top to your blender?
The top to my blender is right here.
Oh, okay. All right. Show them how it's done.
Top to my blender.
Show them
Okay.
how it's done. I
Okay.
love everything I see here.
Okay. We're going to start with, I'm going to start with, normally, you know, I'd put the 2 scoops of the Gut Renew Superfood Protein Formula in first, but I'm not going to do that. There's a reason
And
why.
why?
I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you in a little while,
All right.
okay? So this is organic, unsweetened almond milk.
Have you ever tried it? It's so good, and it fills the bill. You know what
This
I
is
mean?
fun.
How many ounces is that?
This reminds me of a friend of mine with a bad prostate. Okay. Okay.
One,
Okay, so we put in the unsweetened almond milk. Now
and
we're
how
going to
many
do,
ounces is that?
okay, 8 ounces.
Okay.
Now we put in 2 tablespoons of the unsweetened, crunchy almond butter, which I love. I usually just like eat it. I love it, okay? All right.
I'm actually surprised seeing that go towards your mouth and not go in your mouth. Okay.
Okay.
Heaping. 2 heaping.
Okay. Now we're going to put in 1 frozen banana. We like to use these bananas here. You can see they're a little on the brown side. When your bananas turn a little brown, they get a little, I don't want to eat it. Cut them up into sort of small pieces like this. They become the ice cubes to cool it off. Keep it in your freezer. So this is 1 banana in here.
And the flavor that you don't like when you unpeel a overripe banana.
Well, my mother used to make banana cake from overripe bananas.
Yeah, mine too.
Okay.
Banana bread.
Yeah, okay. Now the sweetener in here is Manuka honey and also monk fruit. And I guarantee you won't get monk pox, okay, from the monk fruit. No, well, maybe, we're not sure, okay? There's something floating around called monkey pox, right?
Manuka honey. What he said was Manuka honey and monk fruit.
And monk fruit, no monkey
That's
pox.
it.
Okay,
No,
yeah, but just a
these are
moment.
Fabulous sweeteners.
Hold it. First of all, I'm going to blend this. Then I'm going to put in the superfood. Okay, how does this go?
You've got it backwards. So.
I've got it backwards?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
So look at the front. Did you set this up?
Okay. What could go wrong?
Here we go, Caroline.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's so great.
Okay, you ready? Hold it. I pushed all the buttons, nothing happened.
Is it plugged in?
It's plugged in. Okay, yeah, it's plugged in.
Is that moved around to the right spot?
Let's see. Oh, I know. I didn't push the on button.
Yeah.
See, I've never done this before, okay? This is
I'm
how,
doing great.
this is how a dumb guy makes a smoothie, and it's gonna be fabulous. You'll see. I turned it on.
It's about, is this in the right spot?
Okay. Okay, here it goes. What happened?
It's on pulse. Just hold your finger on it.
Or in it?
Okay.
And then what? What could go wrong?
Now, I put in the 2 scoops of the chocolate Gut Renew Superfood Protein Formula. Okay? That's the magic. And I'll tell you why I'm putting it in last. Okay, are we ready again?
Are you gonna do the ice?
Okay. Okay,
And now,
okay. We need a glass, don't we?
and how about ice?
Huh?
The tumbler's right in front of you, Alan.
But how about ice?
Here's this tumbler?
If the consistency's good, you don't have to add ice, but if you
Yeah.
want it thicker, you can add some ice.
Okay.
I think it's probably good.
Looks good.
And this is our, is it? Yes, it is. This is our special Gut Renew tumbler. Okay? I didn't know it was a tumbler. Okay.
Or you can just call it a big old cup with a lid.
And that's what it is, a big old cup with a lid. Oh, that looks fantastic.
Let's see how Al did with his first chocolate gut renew smoothie. There's no stevia in this, guys. Some of you are asking questions. This formula does not have stevia. It's sweetened with monk fruit and manuka
This
honey,
one's better.
and you get that amazing chocolate flavor from 100% organic cacao and Dutch cocoa.
Taste that. Now taste the
It
other
is
one.
really thick. You get a hernia.
Right, but I think you should have put ice in this one.
Oh,
It
yeah?
looks amazing.
No, it needs ice.
She's right. I'm going to redo it with the ice.
Yeah, we can't tell though. You guys, we can't see the ice. It just looks fabulous.
Right, but it's the warm taste of without the ice.
It's not enough. Needs to be frothier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys, the chocolate got renewed.
Okay. Okay.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Huh? Mm.
Yeah. Now, Caroline, when
Yeah.
he does this, should he put in 2 scoops of Gut Renew or 4 scoops?
It's 2 scoops per serving.
Yeah.
This is like 1 serving. I got a little bit left in here.
He put a lot of, he started with a lot of milk in there, so
Yeah, I did.
you have enough in there for 2.
So this is the value size, and the retail is $139.99, but it's on sale today for $99.99.
Think about that. When you go out in the morning and you want a smoothie and you go to a counter,
That's 29% off.
how much are those smoothies? Like when we order 2 smoothies.
The smoothies at the place that does your smoothie, okay, they're $10.
We
$10
get nothing free.
for a smoothie. These cost, by the time, it's a little over $3 a smoothie. That's it. That's nothing. Okay, well, it's something. If you don't have $3, and change. But what a deal. And you can do it every single morning. And how many servings does it have in the value pack? 30?
And then when you take this along with your HCl, because you're probably not making hydrochloric acid anymore, which is why you have reflux, you have to take hydrochloric acid. And then after you take that, then you should have digestive enzymes, and then probiotic, and then prebiotic. What is prebiotic? Prebiotic is food for the probiotic. And then you've got all your needs met for the day.
And then,
And you have a lot of those, your first pass of your digestive enzymes and prebiotics and probiotics are in this smoothie. So in your 2 scoops, you're already getting your first dose of that, which is amazing.
and then, at night before you go to bed, make a nice warm cup of Colon Renew, okay?
That's our dinner party gift.
Colon Renew,
Gentle
okay?
colon renew.
In the morning, gentle Colon Renew,
Because
sorry.
you don't want a big explosion
In the morning, a religious experience.
Yeah.
You'll hear the angels singing. Well, maybe not, okay?
There's a song
So-
like that.
So Suzanne and I have been together for most of our lives, but today we had a brand new experience. How many brand new experiences can you have when you've been together for over 50 years, okay? But today was a brand new experience because she had her legs waxed today. And I was in the room watching it all.
And he was a gentleman.
And I watched Claudia.
He asked Claudia if he should move over here or sit over there. She said, wherever you want. So he moved behind me, so he wasn't like, wah, wah,
Yeah.
right in there.
Yeah, I didn't take any pictures, okay?
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah. There was one picture I really wanted to take, but I thought, yeah, the grandkids won't like that. Okay.
Remember that picture you took when I was at the gynecologist? That was awful.
I thought it was pure art.
No, I looked at it and I went, ah.
No, no. Well, that day at the gynecologist, I remember, well, she seated me in a place so that I could watch her work, okay, the gynecologist.
Yeah.
And actually, if you recall,
You know who it is, Caroline.
every time I said something, there was an echo.
Mammy, my little mammy.
Okay, we'll let that one go. Okay, it was the gynecologist's office. She was getting a pap smear. Okay, echo. Okay, chocolate gut renew.
How about that chocolate gut renew?
Yeah, chocolate gut renew protein formula. Fabulous.
Is this your weird ass family, Caroline?
Retail.
Now I can go down a rabbit hole like Helen Himmel. Pun intended.
Retail was, what is retail? Retail was
What will we do without it?
$139.99, and today it's $99.99.
So product.
26% off, okay? This is the value pack. You get 30 smoothies, and each one will cost you a little over $3. We'll have the small bag, when, Caroline?
Hopefully about a week, but for now we know how excited everyone was to get the chocolate out, so we're like, if we have the value size bag, it just hit the warehouse, let's do this show today. So you guys are the first. We haven't even launched this to the wider public yet, but you guys have been with us a long time, and we want to make sure that you get you get access first. So it's for you guys.
My sister.
You don't need a promo code. It's already marked down for you, and that $99.99 qualifies you for free shipping and handling too.
By the way, during the waxing experience today, they talk about things like bikini wax, okay? Bikini wax. I didn't know what that was. What's a bikini wax?
Well, when you have a
It's
bikini,
19 grams of protein. Actually, 19 grams of protein.
There you go. Oh, only 19 grams.
That's a lot. And it's
Okay.
organic plant-based protein. There's
Yeah.
less than 1 gram of sugar in this, even though we use a little Manuka honey powder, and only 6 grams of carbs. So that's the only difference between this and the original formula is slightly different nutrition facts, but all those amazing gut health nutrients, the immune support, the phyto greens, the fruits and vegetable blend, it's all in gut ring.
And then they
you have
talked
become
about,
so expert at
Yeah.
moving away from.
at the waxing
Sway.
thing, they talked about a
Just like
landing.
it's an important show, so
Yeah.
it's just like a show that would be great if we talked about the product.
I'm trying to impart important information if you've never had your legs waxed, okay? They talked about landing strips. I still have no idea what that is, okay? I don't know. Now, she didn't have time to finish today because we had to get back to do the show. So we're going back
It's a
and,
long, thin rectangle.
yeah, we're gonna go back in a couple of weeks, okay? And
This is the mother of daughters.
yeah, Suzanne suggested I get my legs waxed, and they talked about hair growing in your toenails. Really? I never heard about
It's
that.
on your tops of your toes. You know,
You barely have hair on your legs. Why
I have no hair on my legs.
because I wanted.
I've
I
never
wanted him
had
to show
hair
his
on my legs.
new nail polish. Show
No.
them your nail polish.
I think the hair on my legs actually went to my head and my beard. I could shave 3 times a day,
You could.
okay? You can actually hear my beard.
And I think this coloring, yeah, jacaranda, is great on
By
you.
the way, I appreciate that you're a nunci. Oh, by the way, I have to tell you something. There are a couple of people that thought Suzanne was drunk, okay? Because lately she's been taking this medication for her nerve pain. Nerve pain. Have you ever heard of nerve pain? And the medication is like, it takes away most of the nerve pain. There's always a side effect to medication, always, okay? So you have to decide, you want to live with the side effect and get rid of most of the pain, or do you want most of the pain with no side effect? So for the moment, she's taking the medication, and the side effect is she's a little woozy, okay? But you're enunciating today.
I am.
Okay.
It makes you lazy, and so you don't
Yeah,
like
we have, you know,
enunciate precisely.
yeah, we used to have a sort of exciting, sexy pillow talk. But our pillow talk now involves where she'll say, we'll both wake up in the middle of the night, she'll say to me, you know, I was, well. And I'll say, I heard you speaking, but I don't understand what you're saying. Would you mind enunciating? And then she enunciates. So it's getting better. Okay, it's getting better.
It's hardly happened at all to
And
you.
also, since she's been on this medication, she hasn't had 1 drop of tequila. Okay?
Okay, well, there's a woman that I'm about to ban, who I thought I banned on the last show, but she said, you're both losing your minds. It's the start of dementia. My dad started saying inappropriate things like that when he started getting dementia. So say goodbye to Marilyn Horman, because she's going to go away now.
Bye, Marilyn.
Okay. Marilyn?
You won't miss her because you're both senile, right?
You know,
Marilyn Hormone?
Mormon.
Marilyn
Mormon. She's gone.
Did you say she's a Mormon?
That's her last name.
No, that's her last name.
Mormon?
That's a senile thing to ask.
Look who's talking. Misenunciation. Okay? You're enunciating today.
I am. I haven't.
And you're not punchy or anything.
No, I'm not at all.
Wow.
At all.
I'm impressed. I am. Anyway, I'm very happy with the chocolate gut renew.
Me too.
And
Yeah.
It's gone beyond my expectations. It's really worth it. You'll really love it.
And when you guys look at the powder, it has like this beautiful, it looks like gold fairy dust in there. That is the Manuka honey powder, which is one of the sweeteners that we use. And it also, you might see tiny bits of cacao nibs, which that's, we use different forms of we use cacao and cocoa. They're both organic, so you get a little bit of chocolate, little crunchies in there.
Yeah, cacao. I like
So
that word.
good.
I just tasted a little cacao nib.
Really?
Yeah,
Did you like it?
I did. It's like it delights you.
Cacao.
This is better than any smoothie I've ever tasted, really.
How did they
It's
come
so
up
good.
with?
It's unbelievable how much good stuff is in there for you.
Yeah, how did they come up with the name cacao?
Well, why don't you?
Well,
No.
it's a cocoa bean, and what they take out of the cocoa bean is cacao, which is then used to make
Cocoa.
the cocoa powder.
Okay.
And we use both. You can use all cacao, or the cocoa powder just to give it a richer, chocolatier taste, which we liked. But then there's no sugar or dairy in this. It's gluten-free, egg-free, dairy-free, soy-free, and
It
is
still tastes
vegetarian.
fabulous.
Yeah. Maybe we don't need all those things
Right.
in the first place.
I'd like to know, what I'd like to know is, why do we blame monkeys? Why do we blame monkeys? Cute little guy jumping all over the place.
Remember the monkey I had on the Tonight Show?
Oh yeah, the one he wanted to nurse.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
I had on this great dress. Brett Turner made it for me.
with décolletage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm holding the baby monkey, and I'm singing "You Made Me Love You" to the baby
And he
monkey.
kept.
He kept reaching in my dress, and I finally said, "The well is dry, honey."
Yeah. I said, excuse me, pal, that's my property. Okay, now the people are going to say, oh, sure, you use the word property in terms of another human being. Well, we have this relationship, okay, that is functionally codependent.
That's what your
Which is
husband
what
calls
Bruce, yeah, Bruce said, we're functionally codependent. And I speak from a lot of experience, and I can tell you that having a functionally codependent relationship is... Now, there are therapists watching this show, okay? They're throwing stuff at their computer or their TV, however by the way, how many of you watch this on your TV? Where you use that thing and you push the button and suddenly it's on that big screen.
Do you? You don't know how.
No, I don't know
You
how.
can't even get us Elvis.
I actually bought...
And we bought
That's right.
Elvis.
I paid for Elvis the other day, and then I couldn't get it. Okay?
Oh, I hope you figured it out. It's really enjoyable.
Well,
I know, and
I lived it.
Loved it.
I lived Elvis, okay? Because when Suzanne...
No, I know that, but
Yeah, Suzanne was
nothing
at
crafted good movie.
Suzanne was at the Las Vegas Hilton for over 2 years in the 80s, early 80s. And because there was a show they had called the Moulin Rouge, and the president of the hotel called me and he said, I won't do his German accent. He said, we have more people on stage every night than we do in the audience. Would you and Suzanne come and look at the show? So we got there that night. We went to the show. I love big, spectacular
He loves
Vegas
it.
shows with beautiful girls and feathers, and I love it. Okay, great music, etc. And I said, your problem is you don't have an anchor. You don't have a star of the show. I said, I know how to fix this. If you will do what I say, okay, and it'll work. I promise you it'll work. I said, we will do this show. He said, well, what is it? I said, well, first of all, you
Glad you don't do the accent.
you have to buy every available billboard in, not only in Las Vegas, but also in the feeder cities like Phoenix and Burbank
He bought
and Los
92
Angeles.
billboards.
Okay, buy all those billboards, okay? I will produce some TV spots for you and some radio spots and some art ready for print. I said, and you can run those and use those. I said, we will do some interviews with national shows. And I said, let's open in like 3 months, and I promise you this will work. And he did everything I suggested. We opened in 3 months, and we were sold out every night, 1,850 seats. We did 2 shows a night, 7 days a week, until Suzanne weighed 98 pounds. And then I said, we have to have a day off. So we had a day off. But that was a fabulous show.
What a
And,
fun experience.
you know, after a while you get used to, like the girls' dressing room, there were, I don't know, maybe 25 nudes. Suzanne was never on stage with the nudes, ever. That was part of our deal. But the nudes dressing room was across the hall from our dressing room. Our dressing room was, this is how I got into this, Elvis's dressing room. And when the president took us in there, he said, oh yeah, we'll rip everything out and we'll redo it. I said, we want to be in Elvis's dressing room. And that night, opening night, there was a knock on the door. Once the show got up and running, I went back to the dressing room. Once the show got up and running, I opened the door and there was Colonel Parker, Elvis's manager. He came pretty much every night of the show. I could write the Elvis book. He told me all the stories, all the tricks.
He did what, where, when?
Yeah, what an education about Elvis. So when I bought Elvis the other night on TV, and then I didn't have Elvis, and the Colonel's not around anymore, I can't even call the Colonel and say, you know, what's going on? I paid for Elvis and I can't get Elvis. Anyway, the stories that he told. Elvis was playing
It's too bad that Tom Hanks didn't know all the inside information that you had, because he probably would have played Elvis differently.
Well, I heard that he played it pretty good.
I'm sure he did. He's
Yeah.
a great actor.
You know, Elvis, Colonel Parker.
I don't know. He was the only part to me that was a little like.
I heard he was mean, and
No.
Colonel Parker wasn't mean.
He wasn't mean. He was cagey, and he was street smart, and his name wasn't Colonel Tom Parker. When he was 15 years old, he was born in Hollywood. He was born in Holland, and he snuck on a ship bound for New York, arrived in New York, and he got a job as a carny in this traveling carnival, and he was in charge of the dancing chickens. And all the PETA people are going to freak when I tell you this, but this was like, I don't know, 100 years ago. He was in charge of he had a little tent, held 10 people. They each paid 10 cents to come in and see the dancing chickens. And once they had 10 people, they turned the lights out, and then there was a spotlight on the chicken's cage. And music started, and the chickens started dancing, okay? And everyone said, wow, Colonel Parker trained these chickens to dance. He didn't train them to dance. There was a hot plate under the floor of the cage. I'm sorry, I didn't do it. I'm just telling you
How
what
they
happened,
danced.
okay? And he
That's horrible.
It's horrible, I know. I've got a couple more of those stories.
But it's our launch of gut renew. It's our big, big launch of chocolate gut renew. I'm gonna make some smoothies after you guys are done. We're gonna continue on the after show. So whenever you guys are done, I'm here lined up and ready to make.
Okay. I think we're done, right?
I think that's what she's telling us. I just wanted to mention when we were in Colonel Parker's dressing room, which is now my dressing room, I had an elephant on that show.
It was Elvis's dressing room.
It was Elvis's dressing room, but the elephant was my elephant. Her name was Tanya the elephant. And we became such great friends. Can you imagine being friends with an animal that large who is sweet? When I'd walk by her, I'd rub her in the neck and she'd make a cooing sound. And oh, she was so beautiful.
She was sweet.
And so at the end of the show each night, she had a routine, and her routine was she wore a headdress and a saddle made out of red bugle beads, just like my gown, and my headdress and long red gloves. And her job was to come and get me, walk me around in a circle on her back, and then she'd back off so I could say goodnight to the audience. And
But then after the show,
after the show,
she'd come down. We were the dressing room and her room down below.
if you go to this dressing room, it's still downstairs.
Yeah. So she'd come downstairs, and instead of going to her dressing room, she'd come into our dressing room. And I always ordered a fruit plate from room service, this big, okay, big giant fruit plate. She'd come into our dressing room, or the outer room of our dressing room, and she would literally inhale all the fruit, and she'd look at me, and I'd swear she smiled, okay? And she made a little sound, and then she would turn around to go to her dressing room, and on the way out, she'd fart, okay? And that was her way of saying thank you and good night.
But she would always come back into my dressing room where I was, like in between the show and I'd come in to change costumes and fix my lipstick. She'd come in and dance in place and dance in place and dance in place. Come on, let's go, let's go. And I'd follow her into the elevator, which was built to house her. It was on the large size, and oh my God, we had such a wonderful relationship with this elephant.
You know, we used to, before the show, we would hear these strange sounds coming from her dressing room. And it was like she was stamping her feet, okay? So I asked the trainer, I said, what's with the sound we're hearing? He said, I get her to jump up and down before the show. I said, why? He said, because I don't want her to poop on the stage. Huh?
And that's what he does every morning now. He dances in place in the bedroom, and it hasn't happened once.
Well, now I'm in charge also of the cameras here, so excuse me. I didn't mean to, excuse my back. Okay. Okay. So that's it, folks, for tonight.
Tonight.
Thank you for joining us. Caroline is going to be next. She's going to answer all the questions, and we're going to do something else, aren't we?
I got a letter. I was going through my letterbox today with poignant letters, and it was from one of you. And you know what it said? It's not who you are. It's not what you do. It's not what you have. It's only about who you love and who loves you. And I thought, I love you, sir, whoever you are. I appreciate, and I have saved that letter. And I appreciate all of you, and I love you all so much. And I love you, Caroline, and I love you, Ellen.
And you're in love with me.
I am in love with you.
In love.
I am in love.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to prove that later, okay?
Okay.